What was Lost Records' Bloom and Rage? So I kind of ended up falling in love with this new decision-based game. Well, I wouldn't say fall in love. I'm a bit more conflicted, I guess I would say. But I think that this is an interesting game, and I haven't seen many people talk about it. Granted, I haven't really looked into it, but to be fair, I went into this game blind. Lost Records is a short decision-based interactive game. I love interactive games, and I sure do love free interactive games. I got this game for free through PlayStation's extra program thingy. I was excited to play it because I love decision-based games. I grew up playing Beyond Two Souls, Life is Strange, my favorite being 2, Telltale, Walking Dead, and Heavy Rain. Yeah, that Heavy Rain.
Dad, I knew you'd come and save me.
I don't know why that's so controversial. Maybe I'll make a video on that eventually. I can go on and on. I got the credentials, if you want to call them that. Anyways, I was excited to play a new game. And it's in one of my favorite genres. I'm not gonna lie, I went into this game fully blind. So blind, I didn't even know it was a decision-based game. Like, I kinda looked at the trailer and I got the vibe, but I kinda turned the trailer off because I kinda just wanted to throw myself into something I didn't really know about. Anyways, I knew the game was made by Don't Not, so I guess, but like, I didn't want to know. So, to avoid spoilers for a bit, I'm going to talk about the base story with no spoilers. I will warn when I will go into spoiler territory, I promise. So, the story at its base level is about you experiencing whiplash as you go back and forth through 1995 and the present to figure out why you, Swan, and your friends have had this mysterious, scary box come back to haunt all of you. It's got, your basic preteen hijinks with bullying, love, cringe, trying to fit in, and trying to find yourself. If I really had to compare it to anything, it's like if Life is Strange and Stranger Things had a kid and the kid was this game. It's really fun getting to explore the town and the people in the future, well, technically present, in the past. I will say, when you're in the present, the bar is super limiting, but I get it. You're almost not confined to anything in the past. You get to explore a lot. Yes, of course, there's a barrier, and if you walk away too far, the mission will, like the game will say, hey, you're moving too far away. But other than that, it's not as limiting as it is in the present. I love the mechanic of getting to record everything you do and earning things like collectibles. I'm a bit of a completionist, so I love to do that on the side. It also gets you to take in the environment a lot more. The environment is so homey to me, as personally I come from a small town, which feels like it's in the middle of nowhere. The Blockbuster, the corner ice cream shop, the playground, the theater, the secret hideout. Now, I don't relate to everything because I didn't grow up in the 90s. I'm a 2000 kid, so I can't relate to everything. But the feelings of trial and error that you have to go through with Swan, Nora, Autumn, and Kat, I get. Because no matter what generation, being awkward and cringe was on everyone's to-do list. The art of the game is gorgeous. There was a lot of love put into this game, and I can see it and I appreciate it. From the Tamagotchi game, Swan's books, the photos of different characters, even the cat, the music is also bumping. I think the soundtrack is awesome. Nothing is awkward, and they made some awesome selections when creating the soundtrack for this game. A lot of it's very soft and spacey, with some songs having like a 90s punk garage band type of vibe to it. When it gets spooky and tense, the eerie synths become really heavy and deep. Since this is technically an art channel, I usually end up forgetting, I will talk about the character design. I love that they fit everyone in the past and present. Don't worry, I'm not spoiling anything. What I mean by fit in the past and present is that their designs, past and present, correlate with each other. It makes sense. It's nothing like super dramatic. A lot of the story makes sense of why they look the way that they do. I'm just showing the past. I love the main character, Swan. I love her outfits. I love that she feels so awkward. It fits. I was kind of thrown off, in a good way, when she was a plus-size character. And I was ecstatic because it was so uncommon to play a plus-size character. It made the little part of me really happy. I always hear a lot of complaints about games like this, about the characters being too cringe. Life is strange. But I don't know. I don't really see a problem with this, in this setting at least. Okay, into character archetypes. Swan is a straight man, quote unquote, trying really hard to figure herself out, like every other teen in the majority of stories like this. Which makes sense because you are her in this case. Sometimes you do say like really cringe things that make me want to turn the game off, but to be honest, it's not that bad. I'm just being dramatic. Nora, a rebel, a bad gal, also cringe but nerdy in a cool way, I guess. She partakes in the ganja and basically is a rock band within herself. Autumn. I honestly don't have much to say about Autumn because she's also played pretty straight. She's like, she doesn't really play around with stuff. She doesn't understand me trying to avoid spoiling anything. She has a routine that she follows. She is kind of a goody two-shoes a bit, which has some repercussions later on towards the finale, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. I honestly like her future self way more. Kat. They purposely don't tell you a lot about Kat because they want to set up a big reveal towards the end of tape 1. She loves music, she writes music, she's pretty rad. Look at me using 80s slang. Oh, I'm in 90s, oops. Super recluse though. However, in tape 2 you learn so much about her that it feels more that the story is about her than them as a group, which, you know, that could, however you want to take it, that could be a good thing or a bad thing. Her family is very overbearing on her, but like when you learn more about her situation, it's kind of hard to sometimes see it from her perspective. Now we're going to go into spoiler territory. Now, I'm not going to say that you're going to love and absolutely love the game, but if you have PlayStation Plus or like a game benefits type of thing where you're able to play stuff for free, I recommend playing it. I don't think there's any downside to it. Get your own perspective. And if you like it, wonderful. If you don't like it, don't blame me. That's not my fault, okay? Essentially, everyone is buddy-buddy, friends, and they keep encountering these weird presences and aura around them that glows purple, which starts in the playground. And they find this cabin in the woods with weird etching and stuff in and around it. Seemed like a place an old coal miner dude used to be before he died. You don't see him or anything, but the lore and the environment is suggesting it when you walk around. Now, the aura stuff appears to be Urple. I'm gonna call it the Urple power from now on. Next to the secret cabin hideout, they find a fairy circle around it, and it turns into a giant gaping hole. So it's like weird. This is the abyss. It will be a reoccurring thing, kinda, but it in fact is reoccurring. However, against the buddy stuff, Kat is depressed to an unbelievable degree and basically puts her faith into the circle, hoping that something bad happens to her sister's boyfriend because he sucks a lot. Like, they writ Corey in such a way that he is kind of so unbearable that you kind of agree with Kat, and maybe that's the point, but I don't know. The girls hang out, they make a song, kind of a hate spell on Corey, the sister's BF, and sit around the circle. Autumn rightfully isn't messing with the whole abyss thing, but me playing as Swan, I want to see where this is going to go. So I play into the cult kind of stuff, like Cat wanting to do a blood bond, and realistically, I would have been Team Autumn in real life, but nah, it's a game. Anyway, it's time to perform the diss track on Sucky Sis's boyfriend at the bar. It's going to be great, other than us having to steal stuff from the back of the board like an extension cord and trying to figure out the power, but the show's rolling now. The bar goers get really upset, and basically the teens, the group of girls, which are called Bloom and Rage. I don't remember if they give you another option, but I'm not sure. No, actually, I don't think they give you another option. I think they just give you the options of colors in the cabin, but the bar goers get really upset because the girls are making so much quote-unquote racket, beautiful music, but they're making a bunch of noise, and it's the bar goers against the preteens or the teens. I am not sure. I'll put a little
damn. I'm sorry.
Then Cat collapses, and that's the end of tape 1. I will say the showdown is truly uncomfortable to watch at the end when it's mainly Cat singing, because you could tell something bad was going to happen. You just want her to stop. A combination of secondhand embarrassment and empathy. It's good. It's a great scene. It makes you uncomfortable if that's what they were going for, but it's very uncomfortable.
That you did!
Cat?
Do you hear me? Stupid, dumb, fucking assholes!
Cat! Calm down! Please!
And help!
What should we do?
You'll fit in well!
Seriously, Cat! Let's just get out of here!
I'll make you scream!
Tape 1 was probably about 6 hours, maybe even more than that. The game is very heavy-handed with tape 1, which going into tape 2 can be a bit lacking. Now the in-betweens since tape 1 from the past is done, because throughout the tapes you are flipping in between present and past. It can get a little annoying sometimes, but if you bear with it, it's pretty interesting, and I kind of like it. It's just, again, the bar is so confiding that it's a little bit of a peeve. It can be a little daunting because the bar, you're in first person, because they kind of want to keep what Swan looks like a secret in the present, but in the past you are playing third person the majority of the time. Now the in-betweens, you're kind of just trying to build your relationship back up with Nora and Autumn in the present. I don't know if I'm going to peeve off a lot of people when I say this, but I do not like present Nora. I don't think a lot of people like her, just according to the stats at the end of the game. At least the global stats. I don't know. Maybe it's not accurate and maybe it's changed. But a lot of people didn't rekindle their friendship with her or even get farther than that. It kind of sucks because it's realistic, but she's just so hard to have around, especially when she's trying to ignore the elephant in the room, aka the box, and that's kind of the only way to keep her there. It's kind of just, I don't know, it's just to go every option that kind of ignores the situation at hand seems like what keeps her there, and I just kind of don't. My first playthrough, I didn't really like doing that. It's like, you know why we're here. We can't avoid it forever. Can we please focus on this? Maybe that was the point. She was almost the polar opposite. Like, while I was writing the script, I was thinking about it. Like, she has her moments of being afraid of the abyss, but like, it's to a point in the present where she's just like, I don't want to have nothing to do with this. But it's like, you knew why we came here. You knew why we reignited. You can't really ignore it forever. I don't know. It just wasn't my favorite part of the plot. Again, in the past, she showed herself as being like a scary cat, but it's so much more prominent in the future. It's like, dang, you made it. Like, it ain't gonna bite you. Maybe. I don't know. We haven't gotten far enough yet. Unless you did something bad that we don't know about yet. But maybe it was purposeful to make us dislike Autumn in the past and Nora in the future. Or maybe you just hate everyone. Maybe that's what you do. I get it. No, I don't. But I digress. Speaking of relationships and keeping track of them, I think it was a bit awkward trying to get people not to fall in love with Swan. I get that this is like a game where emotions are high and, you know, you're growing into yourself, but it was just kind of awkward. Like, I tried really hard to be neutral towards everyone, kind of like a people pleaser, but towards the end, there was like an option for a romantic ending with each character, and I only went for Kat because I felt like Swan and Kat were meant to mix. Like, giving off the start of the game with the conversation with the mom, I just felt like it made more sense.
What, 27 years?
Trust me.
Swan,
I can't explain right now.
did you have a thing with one of these girls? You never told me. It's okay if you did. Back then, it wasn't as accepted, I suppose.
Mom, stop. Stop prying.
And I'm not sure, maybe that was a bad take, and a lot of people got her Kat to go with Nora in that part of the game when they were filming the music video. Sorry, side note, they are filming a music video. That's like one of the biggest things aside from recording collectibles that you do with the camcorder. It was just kind of weird when romantic stuff would happen. I don't know, it felt weird. Maybe I'm just not the demographic. Since I'm not a teenager or a preteen anymore, it's just a bit awkward, especially when you will meet them in the future because they talk about their lives and what it's like. It's kind of like, what is the point of getting to know them to get to the first love stage when, you know, they're gonna have like a marriage partner and a kid or kids. It was just a bit off-putting to me. To tape 2. Tape 2. I think it holds a lot back. It's so much shorter. At least it feels much shorter. I don't know. I'll put up if it actually is. But it holds a lot back, and I'll explain why towards the end. It picks up after you watch Kat collapse. And everyone says you suck if you take the blame for this. And yeah, I took the blame for it. Corey yells at us about Kat having leukemia and her body not handling it well, which we ended up seeing, but we didn't know about it because she was hiding it. But I get it. But no, I don't. Cause like, we didn't know. I don't know. I just don't like Corey. Everybody gets grounded. Swan gets locked in her house. Kat gets locked in her house. Nora, I don't know if she gets grounded, but everyone's home. They give an option to call everyone. I called Kat, Autumn, and I called the pet place. The pet place was the first place I called for Pumpkin the cat, or whatever you would like to name the cat. If I knew there was limited options, I would have called all the girls, which was my bad, because Swan basically soft locks that part if you do it too many times, because it's a house phone, because we're in the 90s and it's connected to every phone in the house. You go back to the bar because Swan's mom forces you to clean up. If you're like me, take the blame for it. While you reminisce a lot about that night, you feel bad and you run into the lady that you meet in the present that you didn't know you would meet in the past, and she talks about her friend, which is the bartender you meet in the present or future, whatever you want to call it. And she's cool. Like, she's cool to talk to in the present and the past. She's over here, like, talking about this book, which is for the bartender. Like, there's a bit of tension. This is a very, like, much, like, not even a B plot. It's, like, very much like a F plot. Like, not in terms of, not in grading in terms of, like, it's bad. It's just, it's not very important. But you find the book. The bartender threw the book in the trash. and like he was supposed to read them. It kind of sucks. I was rooting for them. Like, I still am, and they end up going with each other towards the end of the game. But yeah, he kind of sucks on that regard. I wish you could talk about it. You don't tell her about it, by the way. At least it wasn't an option while I was playing. I so wish if you interacted with her in the past, you could at least had some dialogue with her in the future with it. Like, there's just some sections of the game where that happens, and it's just like, it kind of felt pointless, but I digress. Swan is about to move out to Canada soon before, I believe, it happened in tape 1. There was an option to show the girls a film of Swan talking to herself to the camera about her wanting to, it was kind of like a video diary of her venting about moving to Canada, and she didn't really want to because her friends were here, and though she didn't know she was going to make friends, she did make friends. And I didn't personally do that option. I just skipped because they're like, hey, what was that thing that you just skipped by? And I'm just like, no, you didn't see that. We're moving on. Like, you go back to the cabin and get some of your stuff for the move, and you find Autumn there, seemingly about to take all her stuff as well. She's basically explains that she's overwhelmed and feels bad about the situation. Everyone feels bad about it, to be honest. They wish they knew about Kat's health situation, but at the same time, I personally get why Kat hit it, because it can really make people worried, sad, depressed, overbearing. Autumn thinks it's better if she just left. She starts to have a panic attack though, because she starts questioning everything and finding herself. Even her friendship with Nora, they started out as best friends working at the ice cream truck. And I can't lie, towards the end of tape 1, Nora does kind of start sucking as a friend. And during tape 1, Autumn just kind of gets pushed back. It's just everyone starts focusing on Nora, Kat, and Swan, and Autumn's just kind of there, which is sad, but it's quite realistic, to be fair. There's some other stuff later when you hang out with Nora, but I'll try to not talk about that now. Because during this time, Nora was out of town, I think. So, my bad. Nora was not locked up in the house. She was out of town. During her wanting to take all her stuff back, you can't really hold her back because that'll affect her negatively, which I kind of like that way they wanted to go. It sucked because I thought it was going to be like, no, you can't leave. Like, we have to stick in this together. But it really starts to deter her when you do stuff like that. And I think that's... I think it's neat in the terms of that's being pretty realistic. Like, you just kind of have to let her do her own thing. You help her get her stuff, her toothbrush, her items, and you find out she likes things like video games, like knockoff Final Fantasy. Then there's an interesting part when you're trying to calm her down even more. It's basically like making a poem with things you see around the room, like a I Spy type of thing. It's so good that I'm stealing it to help with my anxiety issues. I'm not sure exactly what happened before, if you hung out with Nora or you hung out with Autumn. I think I got this right. It was the past, Autumn first and then Nora, because Nora goes to sit outside, and this part kind of pisses me off. So you hang out with Nora in the past, and she talks about wanting to be she wants to be famous. That's her whole goal in life, and there's a chance for romance, but I shut that down so quick because at this point you see how she is in the present, and I just wasn't rocking with it. Like, again, the whole romance thing was kind of weird for me because you know that they have kids and stuff and like partners, so it was just kind of weird. Then she gives a present to Swan and has one for Kat, and you try to give that to Kat later on. This is a part where you kind of see Nora kind of sucks as a friend because she didn't get one for Autumn at all. She literally forgot, and when we bring it up that she forgot, she's just kind of like, oops. Which, again, it's realistic, but it kind of sucks. Next, you're trying to break Kat out. Again, sorry that this isn't bar for bar. So you're trying to break Kat out. Autumn wasn't there because she didn't feel comfortable doing that. I'm not sure there's an option to get her to come, but that just wasn't an option in my playthrough. Anyways, after a sneak game mode that I think was actually pretty well done, you get in and hang out with her for a bit, trying to get her out to watch a mirror shower or some type of astral show. I'm not sure which one it was. We help her cut her hair because she doesn't want all that hair due to her being ill. And then Kat's sister and boyfriend are about to come and check on her. So this part was conflicting for me because this part kind of sucks because sucky boyfriend comes in, calls her gay, and rips the ticket. You can either sneak out or stay with her initially. I stayed because I regretted it instantly and retried because like she says like, you idiot, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go retry. And like I did that about like 4 times, I hate to admit, but it just felt right to leave. I don't know. I don't know. Like regardless, he destroys Swan's camcorder and like takes it. It just sucks. You go watch the meteor shower with Nora, and like there's an option for romance for Nora, and I didn't engage because, as I said before, I don't really like present Nora and I don't see a point in it. And then Autumn comes a bit later to watch the astral show. Okay, so the next day, Kat calls Swan, and basically that's Kat's last straw. So Kat wants to burn her family's deer business down. She wants to release all the deer because she's just having this parallel that her being sheltered due to her sickness is like the deer being locked up in the deer farm thingy. She confesses that she's likely to pass away soon, and it's something that she really wants to do. So everyone dresses up in a Hot Topic persona mask and gets to vandalizing a lot of property. Corey and I think another family member far away see that we set the gigantic deer statue on fire and then start setting smoke to everything. And they start to rush towards the deer barn to try to stop whatever was happening because they don't have context, but to try to stop the girls from setting all the deer free. While trying to let the deer, go, a lot of them were very hesitant because at this point, they were chilling. They didn't really have a reason to go. While letting them go, the deer she rescued herself didn't want to leave. And the scene, again, it's that feeling that I got from the end of tape 1 when you're just kind of watching Kat crash out in front of you, and it's that form of secondhand embarrassment that I just can't explain. Like,
I love you, but it's time to go. They'll hurt you if you stay. Why won't you just go? Go!
Corey starts chasing him down with his motorcycle. Autumn drops her mask. He picks up the mask. He's the big bad wolf. Whatever, like that allegory. Now, what pisses me off about the scene, right, is that I don't get why all of them are dressed normally, like in their day-to-day clothing. Like, honestly, they're recognizable clothing. And then just putting a mask on. Like, if you're trying to be unrecognizable, it just doesn't make any sense. Anyways, chase scene happens. The deer stay in a pack. Like they're running, and then Corey falls off his motorcycle and the deer surround him and he gets beat up. I don't know exactly what happened. They don't really say anything. We're not sure if the deer were Urkel possessed or what, but that happened. They get to the cabin. They shut all the blinds. I forgot one of the first playthrough and I blew a gasket. Anyway, everyone's happy, dance party, the shoes, blah, 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 blah. Locked in the romance route with Kat, and they started flowing because Urkel and Kat's becoming Urkel, I guess. Corey finds the cabin while they're sleeping after the dance. Kat isn't looking too hot. She's coughing and getting a fever and stuff like that. I opened the door because Kat's sister's there, and I would hope she would help. He's like banging on the door. He's mad and everything. I get it. They had like, even if you don't open the door during that part, Autumn will. So, side note, which is important for this, I tried to build a relationship between Dylan, Kat's sister, and Kat a lot because I thought it was important to me. They come in, Adam's a rat and told the both of them where the cabin was, and that's how he knew where to find it. He gets mad inserts a fire in the cabin and starts kind of putting his hands on Kat. Not kind of, he was putting his hands on Kat. He was restricting her breathing and keeping her in the burning building, which is kind of crazy. I'm just like, she's crazy, but like, she's literally already died. You don't gotta do all this. It gives you a big moment to get a knife and stab Corey or call the sister out. So that's why I brought up that side note earlier. I was hoping that with all this plot, all that decision making that I was doing, that the sister would be able to do something. I had all this faith in the sister that she was going to do something because, you know, I've been building their relationship up. So I call out to her. She tries to pull him off. Not really. She just kind of screams at him. It says, "No, stop." It was really disappointing to see. It was really disappointing to see. Realistically, I would have went to stab him, which seemed like an option a lot of people went for. Anyways, I think everyone like pushes him off of Kat, and everyone starts running to the abyss. So the big showdown happens at the abyss. Corey goes on to this whole monologue about Kat being selfish and says everyone will be happy once Kat has died. Kat starts wailing on Corey and like, I don't stop her. Like, if we were supposed to feel empathetic for Corey, they have failed ahead. So in my playthrough, Kat and Dylan push Corey into the abyss. So I feel like I didn't really give all the endings the justice that they deserve, but at the same time I feel like they're super duper confusing. So there's variations of endings that I feel like are very important for discussion. The ending where they all push him in, the ending where Dylan and Kat push him in. I think that's super important, even though it wasn't picked a lot. The variation where everyone beats him up and he isn't even possessed or driven mad. The reason why I use possessed and driven mad is that during those scenes, you see some characters have purple swirling eyes, probably some form of the abyss inside them, and then either just red swirling eyes, which the community has said that's being driven mad. He doesn't have that. His eyes are completely normal, and like that makes me feel slightly bad for him. He was a ass all game. Like, it is very hard to feel empathetic for Corey, but those particular variations, I do feel bad for him. And then there's the variation where he drags Kat with him into the abyss. I don't think I missed any. I really sorry if I did. Why I feel like the Dylan and Kat push scene is so good is because I feel like that was Dylan's moment to break through. He hit her a lot, according to Kat, and during that scene he like breaks.
I love you.
Don't listen to him! I don't.
Symbolism or some type of connection of like how abusers try to, break you down and stuff like that, or if he genuinely did love her in that moment. I'm not sure. That scene holds the most weight to me. Like when he's lifted into the air, which I'm guessing is the power of all of the girls and like all the power and pain that they've had from the abyss. They get the power and they just kind of yeet him into the abyss with telekinesis. I don't really know. That's confusing. I can't lie, that's confusing. I don't really get that one. A lot of people I noticed didn't really get that one. Because it doesn't really make sense. Like, I can get that the idea of being consumed by rage or being possessed by the unknown, but I just don't really see the connection of why he got possessed. Like, I get they were doing the offers and stuff, so I get why Kat would, because she's overall mad at life. But I don't get why Swan does in a variation. It doesn't really. And again, it's a choice-based game, and there's multiple endings, and that's why I'm mainly talking about the ones that stick out the most. But it's just, I don't know, food for thought, and it makes me think a lot more about the ending. And since I've had time to sit with this game a lot longer since it came out, I just wanted to give those endings justice, because as I do very much like the endings of, you know, them working together and protecting Kat, and hell, even beating him up. And I feel a bit bad for Nora, because if the true ending is him being levitated into the air, I get why she wouldn't really want to talk about this anymore, because that is very traumatic. So everyone passes out once Corey falls into the abyss in my playthrough. Everyone wakes up, the abyss is gone, Corey is gone, everyone's chilling. I'm chilling. My playthrough, the sisters became stronger. So if we come back to the present, like, it is time to open the box. In the box is every single piece of memorabilia that you collected through the camcorder, with the camcorder being on the bottom. Dylan sends it in hopes that everyone sees it, since it's Kat's final wish. At least in my indie. Kat is dead and wanted to give her final goodbye through memories. She did not die too long after the Abyss incident, and you and Autumn go to the playground by the old blockbuster, quote-unquote blockbuster, and sing the song that they made some years ago, See You in Hell. The credits roll, and you see everything that you recorded throughout the game, with See You in Hell playing in the background, and it's the music video that you spent so much time recording. And that's the game. You see how Swan looks. She's pretty. You see present Swan going to the abyss, and you hear Kat's voice. And then it ends, and there's a sequel bait. So initially, after that scene, I returned to the main menu of the equivalent of a to be continued, and I didn't know how to feel. I was sad because we didn't get to see present Kat, because she quote unquote passed away. But I don't know, I liked the game, but it felt like it left so much to be desired. And I know they're doing a sequel, but so that is Lost Records Bloom and Rage. Now, this is a re-recording of the conclusion, because I think I was too harsh. I liked this game now that I've fully been able to sit down with it and evaluate it. I just don't think the execution is the best. And that's all. I love the gameplay, I love the environment, and I like the characters. And though I was like being mean to adult Nora, I think that she serves a good purpose, and I think she's very realistic. I think a lot of this game has very realistic characters. I think they succeed on that a lot. My ending may not be the most favorited among the community, but I enjoyed the ending I got. I replayed it for this video so I can get clips of the other endings, but at the same time, I really enjoyed playing this game and getting to experience it, and not even trying to break it down. This video isn't to break this game down or be mean to it at all. This is just my critique of the game. I still really like the game, and I would encourage you to play it to see what you think about it wholeheartedly. I love the sense of family that the girls bring I do think it would be cool if, you know, there may have been another tape that, you know, explained the Abyss a bit more, but hey, another game may get greenlit soon. I haven't seen any coverage of this game getting greenlit, but it would be great. I know I didn't get this ending, but I'm gonna have all the girls singing the best ending. Honestly, I truly think this is the best ending that I'm showing, with Nora, Autumn, Swan, and Ghost Cat in the stage of the bar. I think it's the best ending because I just love how Nora sings. Anyways, I like this game. I will be here to play the next game. Will I make a video about it? Probably. But I'm excited to see what this game has for the future. Though I didn't agree with everything for the game, and some parts were cringe, I do think this game was still pretty fun and interesting. An interesting rabbit hole to go down. I just really want things to be explained more, and they might never be explained, but so is to be with life, you know. But that was Bloom and Rage. Let me know what you think. Do you hate all my opinions? Do you think I'm wrong? Are you curious? Do you have questions? I might have answers to them. And my apologies of not covering every single detail of the game. This was just a rough recap and retrospective of a game that I grew a lot of interest in. And I'll see you later. Like, subscribe. I want to do more stuff like this, and it'd be cool to do so. Anyways, you have a good one. Okay, bye.